And to the victor go the spoils. And if you lose and you're a 3 seed, I got to call you out for this one. Rob Dillingham and Reed Shepherd, John Calipari. And if you want to say, oh, you're being too harsh on freshmen, they get paid. And tell that to Anthony Davis, Jahlil Okafor, Derrick Rose, Carmelo Anthony. I'm just saying, these couple guys are probably going to be top 5 to 10 picks. And they had Antonio Reeves play a hell of a game. And Dillingham and Shepherd were too busy shooting 2 of 14. So just kind of a bit of a choke job by your 2 best NBA prospects, even though they are 6th and 7th men. And Jack Golke with the moment of his life. He's going to be able to tell this to his kids, his grandkids, when he probably is just working a regular job someday. But he had an amazing moment. 30 points in the tournament. I think he's one of 4 or 5 or 6 players to ever have double-digit three-pointers in a game. Yeah, this 4. Guy, 1 of 4.
One shy of the NCAA tournament record. 11 is the record. So he was one shy of that. And, you know, I think Campy, in the quote that he had about, you know, Michigan, that was the biggest win because of his family and all that. I think it's one of those things where you don't allow yourself to, like, hypothesize what it would be like to beat Kentucky. And then once you finally beat a Kentucky, you're just like, oh, my God. Like, then you start thinking about the history of Kentucky. Yes. Mm-hmm. Then you start looking at their head coach and who that was. Then you start looking at their roster, and it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. But this is exactly what makes the tournament great. You have small schools that have team-like players that fit systems, because that's all the school like Oakland's going to recruit. They're never going to get the number 1 guy in the nation unless he happened to grow up in Rochester and just wants to go to Oakland University. His dad went there. Something off the wall like that. But this is what makes the NCAA tournament so great. You have adults almost, 24-year-olds, going up against freshmen who were in high school last year. Yeah. And on the biggest stage, when the lights are the brightest, those reps matter. And, you know, being in different situations matter, because the minute they were down and then they kept staying down, they never were able to get over that hump. That pressure just starts to build. Then you start looking at each other. Then you start playing selfish basketball, and it just kind of all unravels from there. And with that being said, they had enough talent to hang with Oakland the entire game, even though they weren't clicking, right? They were playing well, but it's just so crazy. Talent versus team. And team sometimes wins out, and that's what happened last night. It's a beautiful thing to see, because it doesn't really happen that often at many levels.